going along to networking meetings is a great way, like a physical, get in the room with people and make contacts that way. You usually got people from your local council there, and they do a lot of programs in your town with families, with schools, various organizations. So you might be able to help out there. We certainly did that with the boot camp and worked on a lot of programs and got our name known. Putting posters up, if you're in all the coffee shops and the supermarkets and the library where the women are hanging out, they're going to keep seeing your posters everywhere. I don't know if you watched The Greatest Showman when that was out at the cinema, but Barnum did it very well. He was all plastered over the walls. He was on every vehicle in the town, on every lamppost with his posters. You've got to be top of mind nowadays to get seen. And the way that you do that is just to put your flyers everywhere, put your posters everywhere, be on social media all of the time. You literally have to be everywhere to get seen.
In every town, city, village, wherever you are in the world, there are other service providers. So there's a chiropractor, there's an osteopath, there's a massage therapist, there's a beauty salon, there's a tanning salon, there's a hairdressers. And all of those businesses, I guarantee, service the type of clients that you want. If a female can afford to go to her hairdressers bi-weekly and spend £150 on a haircut and colour, so 300 quid a month, which happens around the world, I guarantee she can afford to pay your prices for your gym membership. But it's all about positioning it right. So I relay this from my time in my fitness business, where I knew that the biggest chiropractor in my town had been in business for like 10 plus years. He had a lot of clients, but I knew he was busy. So what I did was I booked an appointment to see him. It took me 3 weeks to see him because he was that busy. I rocked up and he welcomed me and he says, okay, well, what's the problem? I said, well, I don't actually have a bad back. I don't want you to treat me. And he looked super confused. He says, okay, well, what's the problem? What do you want? I said, I just want to speak to you. My name's Ben. I own this fitness business. I know you're busy, so I wanted to pay for your time. This is what I'm trying to do. You treat a ton of clients, but I'm guessing there's no aftercare, like structured physical aftercare. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Like, I treat a client, they get better, but I tell them to do some exercises and they never do them, right? Because there's no accountability. So straight away, because I paid for his time, and he's like, oh, you don't need to pay me. I was like, no, like, take the 50 quid. Like, honestly, like, let's go for dinner. Or let's go for lunch. And we end up going for lunch. And, he came to my wedding. We're still friends to this day. And he's been responsible for sending me, hundreds, I don't know, I can't calculate the figure, but thousands in revenue.
First and foremost, have a good referral campaign for current members. If people are achieving good things, make sure they know what the referral campaign is. You get 50% off your next month, and your friend gets 50% off coming in as well, because you're friends, and thank you for bringing a member in. Like, that will save you so much cash as well, by the way, because you're letting your members do the marketing for you. So that's that point. Other things, like, I've always had a great relationship with our local coffee shop that attracts the kind of people that I know might value what we do. So there's much healthier options there. There's a real great sense of community spirit there. And we made friends with the people behind the till. In fact, the person behind the till and the owner, they train with us. So now they are vocal advocates in a coffee shop of training in our gym, which is amazing. Then what they're allowed to do, what they allow us to do, is put in, when we had our little gym magazine, we had that in there for over a year, which also helped. But then there's other things and other ways in which you could do this. Something that worked great for one of our members recently is that they actually aligned with a local barber, because this guy likes to train guys. And what he did is the barber has a loyalty card. You get 10, you get your 10 stamps, and you get a free haircut. What the personal trainer did was, when you get to the 5th stamp, you get a free training session with this personal trainer. Since handing out those cards like a week ago, he's already made £1,000's worth of business. And it took him just doing a stamp card and putting him in a barber, for heaven's sake. It's no intricate marketing strategy or lead generation strategy. It's just making sure people are aware that there's a value to it. It's amazing. So that's one component to it. So you can link up with local businesses that way.
For us, we tend to do a lot of free events. So we will speak to our local council and we'll have a stall at the local events, or we'll go and speak to the local schools, depending what you're teaching. So we teach a lot of children. So we will go and have a chat with the mums, speak to a lot of the PTAs. Newspapers don't tend to work anymore. We used to do a lot of adverts in newspapers, but they don't work really. We have done flyers. we went door to door. We paid a company actually to go door to door for us. And it was quite expensive. It cost 600, if I remember rightly, in our area, it was about £600. And they did something like 10,000 flyers in the area. I don't really feel that worked a huge amount. I think it wasted trees more than anything else, because we didn't really get a lot from it. But what we did get a lot from was putting our flyers in hairdressers and bakers and local businesses. And now we have now, it's funny because we put our flyers in the local university about 2 years ago, and now we run the local society, the university society, and we have the veterinary practice now come to our classes, and the whole of the dentists come to our classes as well. So if you go in, you'll find that the staff will go, oh my God, this is amazing. And then they come. So local businesses for me were the better option rather than like door-to-door houses. Offer prizes for PTAs. So if your local school has a PTA, offer discount codes and prizes for them. Because if you can get in the mums groups, then that is the way forward. Give them a class and then send them out to go and advertise. That is your best advert. And you'll find that as long as you have 1 or 2 classes to start with, and a couple of hardcore students, again, they will go out. But we've done discount codes for people. So bring a friend, get your class for half price. That's always a really good one. And social media. Social media is, however much we dislike it, it is really good for the business. So social media adverts. I find for my studio, Facebook adverts work really well and get quite a lot of hits on. And yeah, just generally constantly going. There's quite a preconception that when you open a studio, there's going to be a line of people waiting outside to come into your classes. It's not. You really do have to just continue to push constantly to get the students in. So, and eventually they will, and they'll stay with you. But again, it's once you've got them through the door, you've got to keep them in there as well.